Welcome, Libra, and well, hello, Libra. So we'll get a card for you, a card for them, and a card for the situation. So you have the Ace of Cups there. Well, I guess you guys just want to get right to it. So I'm going to say this quickly. Welcome and thanks for coming here. I hope you guys are having a great day. Yeah. Just going to get right to the cut to the chase here today, eh? So you have the Ace of Cups. Your person has the Knight of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune as the situation between you. So here's the thing, Libra. I actually feel like there is someone that is, it feels like they're coming charging towards you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're rushing towards you. It's more like this person is, the Knight of Swords can often talk about somebody that's coming in and is saying a truth, but it's blunt, it's forceful, it's almost like it's an unelegant way of saying it. But I feel to a certain extent, it's like this person can't really take this anymore. And not that you're doing anything bad, it's just like they can't take the way things are anymore. I feel like they've had it, they're done. If this person was sitting, if they're the kind of person that it's like they don't just sit in indecision for a while. They're going to set up camp, they're going to wrap themselves in a blanket, they're going to anchor themselves on the couch in that indecision. You know what I mean? It's like they roll around in it. And it's like even they feel that they've waited too long. I feel to a certain extent they may have used certain distractions to disconnect from what needed to happen or what they were kind of being pulled to do here, what their heart was kind of longing to do. It's like maybe they were on their phone a lot, or they were using like short-term gratification. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's, somebody else is involved or anything like that. It just feels like they were disconnecting from what really needed to happen because they didn't want to. It's almost like they knew that what they had to tell you wasn't going to be pretty, and they were trying to avoid it. And the longer they avoided it, it's like when they were, let's say, for example, they were on their phone doing something. When they were on their phone, they were able to actually avoid thinking about it. But I feel like it's like the pressure that they've been feeling, and maybe they're putting it on themselves to a certain extent. It's like it's going to come to a head. I feel like there's so let me say this, Libra, sometimes the tarot cards make messages really big so that we can pull them out, right? So I'm saying that to preface, it's almost like, it may not be the actual situation, it's could just be the energetics of it. This person is gonna have one of those moments like they do in, a romantic movie where it's like they have that moment where they realize they have to come racing back to somebody. It's that kind of an energy. And I feel like you may actually be a little bit taken aback by the determination and the, it's like maybe this person waited like a little bit too long. You know what I mean? It's like the bread's gone stale. You could hit it on the counter and it would just be like thud, 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 right? Like there's, if ever you've had like one of the baguettes and like, oh, I waited too long to eat this. Anyway, maybe that's confirmation for someone. Anyway, I feel like they're coming in, and here you are in your gorgeous Libra. It's like you're sitting by the pool drinking a margarita, or, doesn't have to be that sort of thing, but it's like you seem to be in an energy where you are feeling really good, feeling like you're having this new start and things are starting to go your way. It just seems like a really beautiful, very balanced energy. And here this person comes in, and I feel like they're coming in and they start kicking up all this dust, and you're looking at them like, I really love it because you're not getting angry. You're not kicking up dust yourself. It's like you're just kind of like, what is even going on? You're sitting up on your throne, because the Empress card can often, and it's not about the gender, you guys know that, right? The Empress card can also represent Libra because it's got that real Venus energy, right? So it's like you're not even going to get up off your throne to see who's kicking up the dust. You're waiting for a second for it to settle, and then you're going to be like, can I, like, is there something going on that you need help with? Can you get out of my castle, please? And this person is not going anywhere until they, it's like until they have their say, their piece. I feel to a certain extent when they come charging in, their intention is that they're not going anywhere until they get what they want. So we're going to pull a couple of clarifiers. I do want to say this has been, we have the Two of Swords here, and then the Eight of Swords underneath it at the bottom of the deck, which is usually like the unseen energy. And I feel with this combination here that I feel like this person, part of me feels like they still may not entirely see how they're held back, like how they're holding themselves back. You know what I mean? It's like instead of taking a hot minute to, I want to say, like rehearse what they were going to say or know what they're going to say when they come in, it's like they just have this impulse that like, oh gosh, I got to go back. I got to get Libra. And they just come charging in and there's no forethought about it, right? Because it's, I feel to a certain extent that, you know, not that you're sitting around waiting for anybody. I mean, hello. It's more that like this person could have come in and kind of played the, you know, art of seduction sort of thing here and kind of wooed you. But I feel like they're just kind of like throwing their hand on the table and almost kind of wanting to prove to you that they have what you need, when it's like you would see that if they approached it differently. So can we get a card for my hair's in the deck? Sorry guys, that's kind of gross. And what's this person's real? I'm just making sure the deck is upright. Like, frickin' excuse me. What's that now? Can we get a clarifier on that Knight of Cups, please? Just give me a second here to get my bearings here, Libra. I apologize if that's kind of annoying. We'll get one card for you and then we'll get into it here. Okay, two. Oh, three. Libra. Wow, lots of wand energy on your end. So I feel like this person, it's almost like maybe their end game is to offer you something here. But I feel like because of the way they approach you, it doesn't come across that way. And it's almost like because they're in such a friggin' hurry, their focus isn't even on the love. It's in, it feels more like it's on, it's like they're more focused on trying to make sure that they have absolutely every approach at their disposal to kind of combat you saying no. You know what I mean? It's like they're just going to keep talking and talking and talking and not giving you a chance to say thanks, but no thanks. What kind of stability do they really have to offer? I don't know, man. It's like this person has a bit of an energy that they have to be right. I feel like it does feel like this person will always be honest with you. It just, are they always going to be loyal? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm almost seeing them like if they were unfaithful, for example. I'm not saying that they will or that they have been or that they are, but if, just to kind of capture the energy for you. It's like if they're unfaithful, let's say you walk in on them, this isn't the kind of person that's going to be like, it's not what it looks like, it's not my fault. It's like, yeah, this is exactly what it looks like. But there isn't, I'm not seeing any like remorse. You know what I mean? It's like this person seems to be so in their head that emotions, it's like they might have a hard time understanding other people's emotions because they don't experience their own. And it actually feels like that's contributing to this person having a lot of inconsistency in their life, because it's like they think so logically all the time and expect other people to do that, but emotions are there. And it's not that, you're illogical or somebody else is illogical. It's just, for example, if ever you've seen the movie I, Robot, um, and a car has gone over, it's spoiler alert, right? So a car has gone over um, this bridge and it's hit the water. And it's a time when humans have robots to help them or whatever. And so a robot dives into the water and sees, it's like they evaluate the situation and the adult has a much higher chance of survival if they're pulled out of the water than the child. And so the robot grabs the adult and pulls them out. It's like, because they're just looking at numbers, right? It's like, so there isn't any emotion put into that. And it's like the adult fights them and says, no, take the, and it just happens the way it happens. I think that's the way, I think the adult fights, or it's, anyway. Anyway, it's irrelevant to the energetics of it. I think that he kind of tells the robot not to, but I can't remember. Anyway, I just don't want to say something that wasn't actually true. So that's why I'm kind of like stumbling with that. Anyway, this person operates from that kind of a logical perspective, right? It's like they're coming in almost like, of course we should be together. It makes perfect sense. And you're like, what's that now? You know what I mean? Because I feel like you want to connect to somebody. It's like, you want your like heart, mind, body, spirit, you want your souls to intertwine at the end of the day. And I feel like this person, it's like they're keeping all of themselves, like their entire body is covered in armor. You know what I mean? It's like usually there is a part of somebody that you can see, but you can't see anything. And I feel to a certain extent, it does seem to be that this is how this person functions. What's really under there? They don't want to commit. And now let me flesh that out a little bit. It's not that they don't want to commit to you. It's like this person doesn't want to, it's almost like a checks and balances, right? It's like they don't want to put any work into something when they're not getting an equal return on investment. So I feel like this is the kind of person that when the cards are saying they don't want to commit, it doesn't mean that they don't want a relationship with you. It just means that it's like it'll take some time for this person to open up. And I feel like there may be times where they look at emotional displays as like with a bit of disdain, with a bit of disgust almost. It's like this person cannot wrap their head around people making decisions based on how they feel. It's like, to them, it's like, it's the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Which is strange. I'll circle back around, because they don't realize that them coming charging full force at you is actually an emotional, intuitive sort of feeling thing, rather than there being a logical reason for it. So on your end here, we have the 2, 7, and Page of Wands. So the 2 of Wands, talks about making a decision, kind of balancing the scales. Not balancing the scales, but, and it's not that you don't know what you want. I feel like to a certain extent you do kind of want to explore something with this person, but there's a lot of, maybe there's a lot that you don't know about this person. It could be that there is, it almost feels a little bit like you kind of have a pure heart here. And it's like, I wonder if they know how to handle that properly. Now, of course, you'll be the judge for your own life, right? Because everyone's situation is different, but it just kind of feels like, in order to truly win your heart, this person's going to have to step outside themselves. This person's going to have to, I'm not saying this to be crappy, but they kind of have to grow up a little bit. They have to realize that, like, yes, logic has to factor into decisions, right? But you also have to take into account that you're not deciding numbers, you're deciding about people. And I do want to say, just keep your feelers up, okay? The Queen of Wands, when it's upright, is like very passionate, someone that's really, about the people that they're around. The Queen of Wands reversed is a very different energy. The Queen of Wands reversed talks about an energy that is, it's like, it's not the kind of person you want to be on their bad side. They're manipulative without people knowing it. It's like they store information to hit people with it later. And what's strange is I feel like to a certain extent that may be this person's MO. I feel like they do, there's the King of Wands. They do truly want you. I feel like they just have to freaking grow up. And obviously it's your decision if you're going to let this person in. I feel like they have the potential to be the King of Wands upright here, but they're going to have to stop holding themselves back. And it's like, they're going to have to, take the bull by the horns and realize that they are human, that they do have feelings, that those are going to factor into the decisions. And when you're in love with somebody, emotions aren't, the be all and end all, but they're there and they have to be accounted for. So I think I'll leave it there. Excuse me. If this reading resonated, I hope that it was helpful and brought you some clarity. I will have the February 2023 monthly love reads coming out this Thursday. Then, of course, the Sunday mini love reads, and there will be a special read coming out for Valentine's Day. So please keep an eye out for that. And honestly, man, I wish you all the best in this situation. I feel like you're actually just going to sit up on your, I feel like I'm a little bit more stressed out about this than you are. I feel like you're just going to sit on your throne and wait for this to all pan out. And if this person can get it together, then they get it together. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. I love you. We'll see you next time. Bye.